Okay, let's put that to rest. We're done. We're back. We're live. Let's make sure I have sound. I do have sound. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back. It's been a couple week absence. Everything is fine. Everybody's doing okay in the home. I just wanted to say hello, and it's good to be back. There's a song about "It's Good to Be Back" by Prism. Anyways, yes, welcome. What can I say? I missed you guys for the last couple weeks, and I'm happy that I'm able to be here tonight. So let's see who's on. I'm just going to turn my head towards the screen, and we're going to read who's here and say hello to everybody. So look at all those video in the grid. What? Oh, say so. Jerry, hello, Jerry. Jerry's here. Hello, Jerry. Still keeping positive thoughts for you, my friend. Everything is going to be cool. The Ranch Kid is here, and we have 3D Medic Vince. Sam the Rat Terrier is here. Well, I call him the Rat Terrier, but it's just Sam Rat Terrier. What the heck? Doesn't matter. SPC 3D is here. James, 1974. Wiki Central. Andy Visley, howdy from a 94 degree. I wish it was. I got this jacket on. Rainy day today, and it's chilly in my studio, so have to have the jacket on here. So, and another CG likes the mellow intro music. Yeah, it's kind of better than the rock and roll stuff, isn't it? Andrew Humphrey, the class clown, is here, and you missed me too. Aw, thanks, Andrew. Aw, boom, boom, boom. Betty Boop is here. The Ranch Kid is here. Another CG says 81 in California. Nice. We're probably around 13 or 12 here. That's Celsius. Okay, so it's not like it's freezing winter weather, but it's chilly. And I think that's it. Kakafu is here. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Well, welcome, guys. I haven't been ignoring my project through the week, as you can see. We've got a little bit of assembly going on. We've got what looks like some headlights going on. And then we've got a couple pieces over here built going on. Speaking of over here and up here in this corner right here, I didn't pin the link. Let me go pin the link for the Polymaker giveaway. Oh, how dare I not do that? I think it's still in my there. No, that's not that's the code that I want to give away. I don't want to do that. Let me go get the link for the Polymaker giveaway. Da da da. That otherwise nobody will go get the link. Nobody will do that. Copy that link. Okay, and let's come back here and let's post the link in the top of the comments here. Let's go like this. There's the link for the Polymaker giveaway. And I will pin this link to the top of the chat. There we go. Should be pinned to the top of the chat. Go ahead and enter to win a roll of Polymaker Filament, or you're going to get a $35 US gift card, $45 Canadian gift card, and the rest of the world's going to get a roll of Polymaker Filament. So go ahead and enter. We're going to do that draw a little later tonight. Whew, glad I remembered. Okay, let's see. William Nelson says, good evening, everybody. Who else did I not say hi to? I think I said hi to everybody. Brent Ferguson, evening from Texas. Everything worked out last week. Everything is great. Thank you, everybody, for your positive thoughts and all that. Everything is awesome. Did that pin to the top of the chat? Let's see. I don't think it pinned. Why didn't it pin? Oh, it says unpinned, so it must have pinned. It must have pinned. Yeah, it says it's, yeah, it gives me the option, so it's pinned. So go ahead and enter. Go ahead and enter. So we've made some headway on the Droid. We learned a few things along the way. I'm going to show you what we've done here. One thing that I learned a really valuable lesson about is this little guy here became a really invaluable tool for building one of these. And this thing here, if you don't know what it is, which some people might not know what it is, this is this is called a servo tester. But it's also a speed control tester and a servo tester. Now, you can, it's at the bottom of the chat for you. Pins are at the bottom now. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, pins are at the bottom of the chat, guys. There we go. So it's a servo tester. It tests servos. It'll also test your speed controllers. I had bought some really cheap cardboard feeling ones, and they both crapped out on me. So I spent, I think it was like $20 Canadian, which is what, about $5 US. And I bought myself, it's an aluminum cased servo tester. So you definitely need a servo tester when you're working on a little build like this, because it tests your servos, and it'll allow you to make sure your servos are operating properly before you fully assemble everything and have to change the location of your servo little doomer thingies that you put on your servo to turn your servo thingamadoobers. That's all. It's all technical talk. Sorry, I know I shouldn't talk so technical, but hey, it is what it is. It's a fancy tester. You got the paper covering board model. Yeah, I had two of the paper covering board models, and they both crapped out on me. They both stopped working. This one here has worked flawless since I got it. So it's, to me, it's just, I don't know, one of those tools. I'm sure I'm going to be using it for the, oh, it's right down there on the floor, for the other build we're going to be doing here soon. So what I've got done here, let me just kind of show you what I've done to the model so far, to the base of the model. Let me show you what we got going here. Let's see. I'm going to keep an eye on chat at the same time too, because I am guilty of missing comments in the chat. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on chat a little more often. So let's switch to the overhead guy here. Let's zoom in on the overhead guy a little bit here. Right about there. That should be good. So what we got going on the bottom here, as you see, we got the headlights mounted on. We have some LEDs. Now I had to drill out the holes in this headlight holder a little bigger to fit my little LED mounts in here. But we did manage to get them working. So you'll see those will light up as soon as I power the unit on. Okay. So what we have going here, let me get this thing out of here. We'll talk about that in a minute. Talk about these few things in a minute. So we have our power switch on the back here, okay, that we turn on and off. And the power switch goes in, and we have power splitting. So we have power switch going in directly to the from the switch to the motor speed controller. It's the dual motor speed controller. I opted to go with this little guy here, okay? And of course, from the speed controller for the motor, we have our plugs going out to the motors. I may end up, matter of fact, I'm going to cut this off because I have a feeling I'm going to have to, I have a very strong feeling I'm going to have to reverse one of these motors. Even though they're both hooked up positive to positive, you know, positive, negative, negative, positive, I have a feeling I'm going to have to reverse one of these motors because they're turning different ways. So let's just unhook this mess of cables for now, and we'll just do this up again in a little bit after I fix that. But I'll show you why I think I have to. So this will give an easier look anyway. So we have coming in here, we have our LEDs that are running through these little tubes, our LED wires down into here, and then I have them running along here with the motor wires, okay? And so then we have, in this mess, from here we have our speed controller, motor speed controller here. This is what goes out to the receiver, and this is just the motor on-off power switch. This particular brand of speed controller happens to come with that power switch. This also has a little heat sink, which I haven't put on yet, but I'll throw that on in a little bit. I don't know if I'll need that, but we'll put the heat sink on because it came with it anyways. Send the motor reverse command. Yeah, I've tried. You guys might be able to help me out once. I'm not going to do any wiring yet until I show you guys what's going on. Okay, so from the power, we have a switched power going directly to the battery. So here's the battery that's going to be hooked up here. So we'll hook the battery up. Where's my battery? So here's my battery. We're using a 3-cell, 5200 milliamp, 11.1 volt battery. So we plug the battery in here. Okay, like so. Let's put that off to the side. So the battery goes from the switch to the battery, and then the battery comes out, and we split this. So we have one part of the battery going into the speed controller, and we have another part of the battery going into my wrapped up, because I didn't have any other cover or shrink wrap to fit it. But this is basically just a buck converter. We're converting 12 volts in to 5 volts out, okay? And those 5 volts out, these two plugs are going one to each headlight. So that's just the headlights being run by this. So that's the only purpose for this thing in here, is to power the headlights, the two LED, the banks of LED headlights. Okay. Shoulder is feeling better, but it still tires out extremely fast, extremely fast tiring. So we're not out of the woods yet. Okay, so once we have these things plugged in, okay, now I'm going to, that's all the wiring other than the, that's it for the wiring, other than the wires going from the servos to the receiver. But that's pretty well, it looks like a mess, but it's pretty simple when you think about it. We have battery to power switch to battery to the 5-volt buck converter, battery to the 12-volt speed controller to the motors, buck converter to the 2 LEDs. That's a simple basic wiring right here. So while I've got this out here, why don't I just take this stickiness off this heat sink, because there's a heat sink on here for an obvious reason it came with. So, and we'll just put the heat sink right there on top of that speed controller so that we have our heat sink and everything built in right there. Okay, so there we go. So now let's go back to what I did before. I'm just going to remove the battery temporarily. Come on. There we go. We're going to remove the battery temporarily. Actually, no, we're not going to strap any wires down until I figure out what's going on. So yeah, okay, so my bad. Let's plug, well, one more thing I want to show you is this little guy. And somebody asked me about this. I have a handful of these things. What this is perfect for these lithium polymer, these LiPo batteries. Okay, these lithium polymer batteries. What this is this is a low voltage warning device for the battery. Now you can hook up all the way from a single cell to an 8-cell battery. Whoops, come on this. So I'm not used to having this camera right there. So if we look on the back, we have our negative towards the bottom, positive towards the top. And all it means is that if you have a 3-cell battery, you're hooking your pins up to the bottom ones. You basically plug your battery pack in from the bottom going up. So now my battery pack has a red and 3 black wires. So we have our red, which is our plus, and our 3 black, which is our minus. The minus goes to the bottom. So if I plug this in, you're going to hear a loud beep. Ready? Okay, that's your warning beep when your battery gets low. Now, if we look at this, I wonder how well, it won't show up too well on that camera. But what it's doing is it won't show up on this camera either. No, it's for some reason these things show up weird on the camera, but it's cycling through each battery. And it's telling me that battery number 1, 3.78 volts, battery number 2, 3.76 volts, battery number 3, 3.79 volts, all batteries, 11.3 volts. I have a little switch on the top here I can push, and I can say, I want the alarm to go off. Okay, off. Now, if I want an audible alarm when my batteries get low, I can say, okay, if any battery gets below 2.7, 2.8, all the way up to 3.5, I leave it at 3.1 volts. So if any of my batteries drop below 3.1 volts or get 3.1 volts, that audible alarm will sound. And that way you don't drain your battery to the point where you can't charge it anymore. So that audible sound will sound, and it'll tell you, hey, charge your battery or put your battery in a storage state. So that's a handy little device to have hooked up to your LiPo batteries. I just thought I'd share that. I got about 6 or 7 of these things because I have a bunch of different LiPo batteries. Good little device to have. Or a loud boom. Hey, Tulsa Skin. And hey, Clownhammer. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of catching up on the chat. I don't think anybody else. Guy the Jedi popped in. There we go. Clownhammer popped in. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I got everybody now. Okay, so for now we're going to plug the battery in. And I've made it so that the battery plug is a female. I've made it so I can't accidentally plug it into any other one. The only one it'll plug into is the male. I did that on purpose so I didn't mix it up and actually plug the battery power directly into the, and so I didn't mix up the things. So now you'll see, and this is a little mess. We're going to clean that up. Trust me. Now we can go into the main camera. When I power it on, if you watch the LEDs, you'll see the LEDs come on. Ooh, like that. See, off. Turn the power on. We have LEDs. We have our headlights. Yay! Okay. No smoke. No smoke yet. So, and then, but the issue I'm having, and it's kind of funny, but not funny. the kind of the issue I'm having is, let's just get these wires out of the way. We're going to take our old little Droid head here. He's been acting as my, don't lose your head over it. Actually, I only need the body. But this has been acting as my little stand here so that it doesn't roll away. And for good reason too. So, in order to test the motors, because this speed controller, now that I got 12 volts going into it, I can plug this little guy, this little servo cable into the servo tester, or in this case, it's going to be the speed control tester, and I don't have to power the speed control tester or the servo tester because this is going to power it for me. So I can plug this little guy in, and I got to make sure I get positive and negative correctly. So the white is the switching wire, or is the signal. So the white always goes up top. Plug it into one of these three on the side, and I get a light telling me that it's on. Okay, so you can see there's a blue light telling me it's on, and then I can turn and you can hear that my tracks are spinning. I can turn it right down to nothing, and I can turn it up, but you'll notice that one is going one way and the other is going the other way. Okay, but this is showing me that my speed controller is working. It's controlling both motors, and both motors are going at variable speeds. So it's just basically a test for the speed controller. Okay, so we know that's working. So we can go ahead and unplug that. We're good there, and we can power that off again. So that works well. Add a diesel engine, idle rumble, turbo diesel. There we go. Prop up can. Yes, so that's why we have this here, is because if I put that on my desktop, actually what'll happen, here, let's just for fun show you, because I did this by mistake once. It's not the end of the world. So if I power that on again, you know, if I take this off of here, because my tracks are spinning different directions, all it's going to do is go in circles. That's all it's going to do. Okay, so, but I got to make sure I don't twist my wire around here too much when it goes in circles. But yeah, so if I leave that there, all that's going to do is just turn in circles. It's not going to go off the end of the desk, which is, I want it to go off the end of the desk. It shouldn't just sit there and turn in circles, right? So, because that means my tracks are spinning different directions. Might be able to fix that in the remote controller, we'll see, in the transmitter, we'll see. Okay, let me just come back around to my back, and there we go. Okay. But that is why something like this is important. I can't hear. Are you sure it's on? It'll rumble, rumble, rumble. I didn't want to do it full speed on the desktop like that. That was just low speed. So, okay, so next, following the electronics manual. Okay. First thing I had to do, which is a whole other story, is I had to pair, because I wasn't sure. I have a few of these fly skies and I have a few of these. This is the receiver, okay? This is your receiver that goes in the model. Okay, this little guy here. A lot of you have probably seen these. And you have your transmitter. First thing I had to do is I had to pair this receiver to the transmitter, which is a whole other thing. You can just Google and look up pairing an FS1A 10B receiver to a FS-I6 transmitter. It's a pretty simple procedure. There's no magic to it. But I've done that. I did that off camera because it's kind of a boring little procedure. So, according to the manual, when I look at the Michael Baddeley's wiring diagram, I basically, where's the page that I was looking at? Not that one. I think it was this one here. So he tells me, he's pretty clear. Some of these things, he tells you how to wire it, but there is no instructions on programming your transmitter. So this one says basically that, of course, we come from motor 1 and motor 2 into the receiver, and we have a battery, which is fine. Then we have the three wire pin here. Okay, oh, let me pull this back, which goes to the receiver. And then we have the yellow one, which is like a common one, which goes to the receiver. So the yellow one he's got going to channel 1, and the three pin one he's got going to channel 2. So we plug this in. Channel 1 is also the power channel, so this is also going to provide the power to the receiver. So we plug this in, making sure that the signal cable is up towards the S. So it basically goes negative, positive signal. So we make sure that that white is going in channel. So this one is going in channel 2. Okay, and then this yellow one is just strictly a signal cable. It goes in channel 1 on the signal pin, so the one up top, just like that. So now that's going to allow us to run just our motor from the remote control. But I'll show you the issue I'm having. Now again, if I power this on, you're going to see that I do get a solid red light in here. No, it's blinking. Why is it blinking? Oh, it's blinking because I don't have the transmitter turned on yet. But now if I turn the transmitter on, but what's going to happen, and this is the issue I'm having. So we got the transmitter here. We're going to turn the transmitter on. Okay, now you'll see it's a solid light because it's got the transmitter on and it reads the transmitter. But it's going to kick in a second. There we go. It's running without me touching anything. I'm not touching nothing. It's detecting it because I can, but for some reason it's just running, and it shouldn't be running on its own like this without me touching any of the buttons. So something's going on, and it's running, the wheels are running in opposite directions. So let's pop that off. So this is where I want to kind of make sure that this is operating right before I put everything else together. Now, in the Fly Sky, we have mixes, okay? We have mix 1, mix 2, and then we also have a thing called tank mode and so forth. So, trim set wrong in the radio. That's what I'm thinking, which is why I'm going to go through the radio and show you what I've been working on and what I've done here. So turn radio on first, not going to make a difference. So if I turn the radio off, turn the radio on, okay, place all switches in their upper position and lower the throttle. Radio's on, then we turn this on. And what's going to happen in a second is it's going to detect the radio. It takes a second, or I have to move one of these, and then they're going to start spinning in about 5, 4, 3, maybe. There we go. Nothing, and they just go. They just go, and they shouldn't. So we'll pop that off. Okay, we got our little warning. That's just saying, hey, we can't read each other. Help us, so forth. So, so let's go into the radio and see what I'm doing here. Let's bring us in. Can I bring us in any closer? Let's see if I can bring us in closer here on the radio. All right, let's move this up out of the way, and let's move the radio up right about here. There, we can kind of see that. Look at that. There we go. So we hit OK, and then we're going to go to, let's go ahead and start with System. Model Select. We've got Model 1, which is the one we're using, so that's fine. So let's go back. Model name, doesn't matter. Type of model, I believe we did this before. It's just an airplane, because the only other types really of the models we have are, we have helicopter, pitched flying helicopter, and then we have airplane. And I believe it was the airplane one that we were using, airplane or glider. So we're in there. Model copy, I don't need. Model reset. Maybe if I did model reset, that would help. Let's do model reset. Are you sure? Yes, let's reset that and just see if I start from scratch. There we go. So now if I go up to model select, that should still be Fly Sky 01, model 1. Okay, there we go. And model type select is the airplane. There we go. Okay. Is this thing ready to bring me a beer in the States yet? Close. The wiring is nothing. I did a lot of the wiring off camera, Rick, because the wiring, it really isn't difficult on this. It's very simple wiring, as I just showed, and just a matter of what kind of plugs that you want to end up putting in it. But the actual wiring, it looks complicated, but it's not. We have a switch going from the switch to the battery. The battery powers the, just goes into the speed controller. Speed controller goes to the two motors. And then then we have out to the receiver. And then I've broken off the battery into this buck converter, 5 volts. And the only reason this is here is because I put headlights on the thing. So that's very simple wiring for this. Very simple for that. Okay, so now I believe we have model type, model reset, RX setup. RX standard, RF standard. I don't think I need to fiddle with any of this stuff. No, I don't think I fiddled with any of the RX battery, fail-safe, sensors list. I don't think I had to fiddle with any of this. Choose sensors, speed distance, output mode, PWM, I don't think I did not do with any of these things, so yeah. Okay, so we're going to go back, and then we're going to go back, and then we're going to go into setup. Okay, into setup. Let's move this up a little bit so you guys can sort of see what's going on here. The lights, yeah, I'll show you the lights in a second. Well, I can show you now, but yeah, we got lights on the front of it, right? See the little headlights we put on it? If I turn the power on, we have headlights. Woo! White on the outside, and the middle one is a red light. So that's an add-on, one of the little upgrades that I did on this thing. So pretty cool. Okay, so now we have in here, we have reverse. Now, these are all our different channels, whether we want to reverse the direction of the channels or not. We don't want to do that right now. Then we have our endpoints, our display, our auxiliary channels, our sub-trim, and then we have our mixes. Here's where we got to look at this. So mix 1. Okay, here's where I kind of think that this is the way this is supposed to work. So mix 1 is our pin number 1. Okay, so mix 1, we're going to go there and we're going to turn mix 1 on. And if I'm not mistaken, because he doesn't give us any instructions, Michael Baddeley doesn't give us any instructions as far as programming this. All he does is gives us instructions as far as where we're hooking up the servo wires and stuff. So, oh, the RX is the battery that is used for gas motors. Oh, I see, okay. So mix 1, again, if I'm not mistaken, master is on. Master, we're going to do channel 1, because that's the one that has the main control pin. And the slave is channel 2. And then positive, the mixing, I believe we want 100% mixes on these. And then we want minus 100% mixes on the other one. So we're going to put this up to 100%. Put this one up to 100%. Okay, then we'll keep going. Then we'll go to mix 2. Okay, and mix 2 we're going to turn on. And on mix 2, the master is channel 2. And the slave is channel 1. Okay, and then we'll keep going. And then the mixes, we go to negative 100. And this is just me remembering from what we did before. Now, what I may end up having to do is go back and watch our old videos to see if I'm doing this right. Okay, just keep holding the button and it gets down to there fine. Okay, and one thing I learned the hard way again is to save this, you have to push and hold the cancel button for a second or so, otherwise it'll just erase everything. So if I push and hold it, there, that beep tells me that my mix is now, if you look, mix 1 is good, because we have channel 1, channel 2, 100, 100. Mix 2, channel 1 at minus 100, minus 100. Okay, mix 3 we don't need, mix, that's it. So we're back. So that's all I need for mixes from what I understand. Now, Elevon, I'm not sure what it is. I don't believe we need whatever that is. Elevon, is that something about tank mode here? I don't know if this is something I have to turn on and that's possibly what's giving me the issues or not. So, channel 1 is throttle or steering. Channel 1 is going to be throttle, I think. Again, it's been 5 years, over 5 years since I've done this. But let's see what happens if I go ahead and go back and we power this on now. Let's see what happens if, because I reset everything. Let's pop this on. Okay. We have a solid red light, which is good. So let's Nothing yet. But yeah. And they're just going on their own, and that's what I don't get. So if I pull down, this one stops. If I let go, that one picks up. If I push up, yeah, so let's power that. I'm doing something wrong and I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. And I can't continue putting things together till I figure out what the heck I'm doing wrong. But again, following the instructions here, it says the three connection wires go into channel 2, and the one connection wire is going to channel 1, which also provides the power. So I'm kind of lost. Lots of brain cells have been lost in 5 years. They have. But how do I turn on tank mode? And I know I've heard of tank mode, unless that was the, was tank mode the, let's go under setup again. Was tank mode the one that I just was questioning? Now let's just see. Was that Elevon? Is that tank mode right there? So if I turn that on, and oops, see, you gotta, so if I turn that on, go, oh, come on, on, we'll save that, okay. Now if I changed, would I go to 100% on both channels? Read tank mode in radio manual. Do I have the manual? I think it might be this. Let's see if this makes a difference. Okay, let's do that. Let's just see if that did something. I know tank mode is definitely what I've been missing. Come on. It takes a second for this to connect. Yeah. No. Still not doing it. Okay, let's see if I have the... okay, let's see if I have the manual for it. I should. I remember that I needed a lot of help with this when we did this with the 5 of us or 4 of us online. Jerry remembers these things, so let's grab this. It's a brand new one. I'm hoping it has a manual in there. Okay, let's just have a look. This is the same as I'm using now. This one's new. Okay, let's just see if there's a book in here. Oh, there it is. There's a manual right there. Okay, there's a manual right there. And this one is exactly the same, yeah, as the one I'm using right now. So there's no need to take that out. So let's have a look and see if there's anything in here for tank mode. Well, this isn't going to help. Let's see, is there English on the other side? Oh, there is English here. Okay, good. Okay, let's just see. There's not much. Power on, connect. No, it's nothing about nothing. There's no instructions on how to program it, which is very sad. Install the battery, power on, how to bind with the receiver, power off. There's no instructions whatsoever on the modes. So, yeah, that's kind of useless. Very useless. I Googled it and couldn't find it either. So I may have to go back. I don't want to lose this. This is the binding pin. Yeah, I may have to go back and watch the video again, because it might have been on the video when we were doing our live builds on this as to what to do, but it's just really strange that I can't, because because I'm sure I had it working at one point. Let me try something. Let me try one thing here. I'm going to switch, because one of the videos I did watch said that the most common pin for the motors is pin 3. So if I put this on channel 3, and then if I put the power, we'll leave that on 1 because it needs to power the receiver. There we go. So if I put that on channel 3, power it up, we're getting power. Okay, we got power. It's not going to go on now because I've told the mixes are channel 2 and channel 1. So now, if I switch this, if I go in here, and I go to my mixes, let's go here. Nope. Okay, that did do something. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this running. This one's running, you're gonna hear it for a second. But I wanna see if I go, now that I go to my mix, okay, mix 1 is on. So I want that changed from channel 2 to channel 1, channel 3. Slave is now channel 3. Okay, now if I then positive mix, negative mix. Maybe the negative mix needs to be minus 100. Let's just see. Maybe not. No, that doesn't do anything. Just keeping an eye on the chat here. Adjust the trim now with the buttons. That trim is all the way down. Okay. Let me try one more thing here. Hang on. Oh, go into mixes again. Go to mix number, oops. Go to mix number 2. Channel 3. Okay, so we got this one going now. Okay, it's something to do with the mixes. Okay. Whereas if I change that to anything else, okay. Change it to mix 3, this wheel goes. Go back to mix 2, this wheel stops, and this wheel goes. Yeah, I don't think this has anything to do with trim right now. Yeah, there's the high pitch. There's the high pitch. Okay, so they're both in, the pitches are both in the center. Okay, so this one is still running. Motor, so this is still running. So this is obviously channel 2. Or sorry, channel 1. Let's put it this way. If I change the slave to channel anything else. No. This is just constantly going. But yet then when I use the throttle, this one goes. Which is kind of what I want, but and if I change the master to channel 3, then this one goes and this one stops. The left one stopped, now this one's going. So that's okay, but okay. Now maybe this has to be 100%. Maybe I got these backwards. There we go. There we go. Oops. Okay, I almost had it here. Okay, whoops. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So that's weird. So I've got the center of the stick for 0 motion. Oh, right, because I want up and down. So now if I adjust, let's see. No. No. Okay, let's try one more thing here. One more thing here. This is confusing. So I did read, if I go over to System and I come down to, I believe it was called Sticks Mode, I have to make sure, I want this to be my throttle. I want this one to be my throttle. Okay, not this one. So I have to tell this channel 3, channel 1. So I have to switch my modes till this one is on channel 3 and channel 1. Right there. So channel 3, channel 1 on the right-hand stick. That's what I want. So I'm going to save that. Let's go back into stick modes and see. So channel 3 and channel 1 is this. This controls channel 3, channel 1. Okay. No, there's a single motor. There's a single motor controller for dual. It's a dual motor controller. Yeah, so we're going to make this. Another CG. That's right. This is what I want for throttle, and that's what we got now. We have channel 1 and channel 3 for the stick mode. There we go. So let's go back out of that, and I think that's all I got to do in this. And then we're going to go back over. Let's go back to our mixes. Okay, so mix is channel 1, channel 3, 100, 100. Okay, mix 2 is channel 2, channel 1, minus 100, minus 100. Okay, let's see if this does anything. This should have no control on the motors now, this step. For some reason, this is still controlling the motors. Off completely now. Here, let me zoom out here a little bit. Okay, just so you can see the tracks. So now, this off completely. Now this is controlling the speed. Huh. Something is weird because this is doing nothing now. So my mixes are obviously mixed up. So if I go, I don't want mix, oh, maybe I do want mix 3 because I'm on plug 3. Maybe that's it. So if I turn mix 3, let's go, let's just hang on. Maybe that's it. Mix 2 will turn off. Okay, we'll turn mix 3 to 3. We'll turn mix 3 on. And the master, let's go back to mix 1. Master is channel 1, slave is channel 3. So we want master channel 1, slave channel 3. And this was minus 100 and minus 100. Okay, Guy the Jedi, take care. Running in mode 1 or mode 2. Okay, let me have a look at that in a second. 1 and 3, not 2, yeah. Okay, so let's save that. So we're on mix 1 and mix 3 now. Okay. Okay, that did something. Okay, so let me read what you guys are doing. Yeah, I see it, Jerry. Plug the ESC into channel 2 on the remote. That's what I did. And then it wasn't working. Maybe I'll try that again. And then I can use mix 1 and mix 2. Okay, let's pop this off. Let's plug this into channel 2 again. Okay, so we're in 1 and 2. So basically we've got the speed controller is in 2, and then we have the power from the speed controller in 1 to power the receiver. Okay, so now let's go back into here. Okay, and then we're going to have to switch these mixes then. Okay, so mix 1. Mix 1 is on. Master is channel 1. Slave is channel 2. Okay, and our mixes are 100%. Okay, mix 2 on. Master is channel 2, slave is channel 1, mix is 100%. Okay, let's go to mix 3 and we'll turn this one off now since we're not using it, and then we'll save these. Okay, and we have it. So there was the other question. RX is not TX. I get them mixed up. This is the transmitter, this is the receiver. Okay, so somebody asked me if I'm in mode 1 or mode 2 transmitter. I don't know. Let me look. Let me go back, and I think that's under the system setup. Model select, model name, type select. Model 1, Fly Sky 1, okay, that I can get out of model copy. RX setup. Okay, that's the receiver setup. Okay. Trainer mode, student mode, sticks mode, firmware version. Okay, okay, I think we're out of here. Reverse endpoints, display, auxiliary channels, subtrim, dual rate, throttle curve, don't think I have to worry about that. Mixes. Okay, well let's see what happens here. Sticks mode. Sticks mode. Okay, let's go look sticks mode. Oh, that was back. Okay, that was under system. Sticks mode. Sticks mode. Oh yeah, I got to change this. So I got to change this one so that I am on channel 3 and channel 2, or sorry, channel 2 and channel 1 right there. So we have channel 2, channel 1 operating from this stick. Okay, which is what we want. Let me see. Mode 1. Sticks mode, mode 1. Is that what I'm in? Gemini tells you, yeah, but this is a dual. Wires going from both motors to the receiver, but this is a dual speed controller. There's only one. It was only one in it before. It controls both motors. Sticks mode, mode 1, you say. Mode 1, channel 3 and channel 1. Okay, well, we'll try it on mode 1. See what happens. Okay, let's see what happens here. You guys can see the tracks here when they're moving. Keep mode 2. Oh, now mode 2. Okay, so you want me to go to mode 2. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Model name, sticks mode again. Yeah, because we want that 2 and 1. Yeah. So we want to go to mode 2, and we'll save that. There we go. See, but now, they just keep running on their own now. They're running on their own. They're not. Yeah. Yeah. That's what they were doing before. And the only way I could get that to stop was putting it on channel 3 and channel 1. So yeah, I'm obviously doing something wrong here, obviously, because I'm very unknowledgeable with programming this. Now show sticks mode again. Okay, let me zoom in here so you can see the sticks mode. I'll just zoom into the receiver here, or the transmitter, sorry. Let me just zoom into the transmitter so you can see what's going on. So if I go to sticks mode again, there's sticks mode. So we're showing channel 2 and channel 1 on the right stick, channel 3 and channel 4 on the left stick. So that's what we're showing there. Main ESC wire, channel 2, second wire, channel 1. That's what we're on. Okay, so we have our speed controller is the main wire is the 3 wires. It's on channel 2, and the single yellow wire is on channel 1 in the S slot. Because that yellow wire is what's powering it, right? And then we're on channel 2 with this one here. So channel 1 and channel 2 on the receiver. Hey, Kenneth Davis. Right and left are not plugged. The right and left motors, if I back this up a little bit, the right and left motors, there's the dual motor speed controller right there. We have a right and left motor coming out of here. It doesn't really matter which is right, which is left on this in this particular case, or maybe it does. Let's see. Does it tell me? Yeah, it doesn't tell me on the speed controller which one should be right and which should be left. I don't think that should make a difference because I can control that in the transmitter. But this is it's a dual motor one, right? So yeah. What are the other ideas coming forward here? So yeah, so we're on, there's our stick mode screen. Okay. So we have channel 2, channel 1. Now I think that's what I want, because if I go here, channel 2, channel 1 on this side, I don't want this stick operating. I'd rather have this stick operating the throttle. So it bounces back to the center. So if I let go, it actually stops. So, frustrating? Yeah, a little bit. But am I going to give up? No. No. So there we go. Mode 2, channel 1, channel 2. Now, it's possible I have the mixes mixed up. Then turn the thrust vector motor mode on. Thrust vector motor. This is the fun part. Turn on the thrust vector motor mode. Where do I get that? Thrust vector motor mode. Bear with me there. Mode 2 is fine. Put the main ESC throttle wire in channel 2 and the second ESC steering wire in channel 1. Left stick up and down is throttle on channel 2. Right stick, left, right is steering on channel 1 by default. So we do have the main wire on channel 2, and the steering wire is the single yellow wire is on channel 1. Okay, and up down throttle on channel 2, right stick. Okay, for one stick tank control, change stick assignment so that the left stick up down controls channel 2 and the left stick left right controls channel 1. Then use Elevon Delta Mix. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, so we're going to make it so that the left stick controls channel 1 and channel 2. Okay, so that would be mode 1. So that the left stick is controlling channel, oops, no, that's mode, right there, that's mode 3. Left stick would control channel 1 and channel 2. Okay. Left and right control channel 1, up and down control channel 2. Okay, so that's where you're suggesting there. Okay, and then use Elevon Delta Mix if possible. I believe I saw that somewhere. I believe that was in the setup. Elevon. Elevon on. Channel 1, channel 2. Or do I want that to be channel 1 and channel 3 now? No. Okay, let's see if that made any difference with those suggestions. Let's see what happens. For one stick tank control, okay. No. It's still, the motors are still staying running without me touching anything. No, the motors are still running without me touching anything. Let's see. I don't want to spend all stream on this because I got something else to show you guys, but this is the annoying part. This is what Gemini tells me. Select function setup, right arrow mix. Make sure mix 1, mix 2, and mix 3 are all set to off. Okay, so make sure mix 1, mix 2, and mix 3 are all set to off. Select function setup, Elevon, make sure this is set to off. Okay. So I don't want to have any of the mixes set up. Okay, well, I'm willing to try anything because I'm at this point. Mixes off. Oops. Mix 2 off. Okay, we'll save that. And mix 3 was off as well, I believe. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're all off. Okay, then go to Elevon. Oops. And turn that off as well. Okay. Okay. Let's see what that does. Let's see what that does. Come on. Okay, if I hold this stick up, the tracks are off. If I let it go, they both go. If I hold it up, they're off. Okay, this does nothing. Hold it up and they're off. So we're getting through. So that's off though, but it should be off in the middle. Okay, so we've gotten something. Yeah, mode 2 is fine. I only want the right stick. Okay, hang on one sec. We're going to get to the trim, but let me make sure I'm on mode 2. Okay, let's make sure I'm on mode 2. Sticks mode. Okay, I want mode 2. Mode 2, select. Okay, let's go back out, see if that makes any bit of a difference here. I can zoom this out again a little bit so you can actually see the tracks, what's going on. Hey, Dan, how are you? Long time no see. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, they're on the bottom. They stay stopping. As soon as I let go, okay, let's do trim. No, trimming's not doing anything. Set Elevon to 50. Okay. Okay, let's turn that off. Set Elevon to 50. So in other words, turn Elevon on. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Let's turn Elevon on then. Oops, that's in the other menu. Elevon on. Oops. On. Oh, come on. This is confusing. There we go. Oh, shoot. On. There we go. And we'll set that to 50. Okay, so is that the pitch? Okay. That means at 50%, that should 45, 49, 50. Okay, and then channel 2, we'll set that to 50. Okay, channel 1 and channel 2 on the Elevon are now 50. Okay, we'll save it. Okay, go back, we'll test it. Let's test it. I got to remember this for next time. This is like crazy complicated. Come on. Nothing. Did I power it on? I did. Do we have power here? I do. Let me turn my mix back to the middle. I turned the mix way down. There we are. No, we got nothing. When we turn the Elevon on, nothing's happening. Let's power this off again, and we'll power that on again. Is there a normal mode from channel 2? No, maybe I need to turn the mixes on now. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. The mixes were fine, but the Elevon was at 100%, so power cycle. Let's power cycle both. Turn the transmitter on. Okay, and then we'll turn the receiver on. Okay. And we have power here, but we've got nothing, so we're not transmitting anything at all. Mode 2. Okay. Okay, system. Sticks mode. We're in mode 2 for sticks mode. We're in mode 2. Okay, but I think it's something, it's since we turned the Elevon on. Because if I go back and turn Elevon off, yeah, then it's going to work. So maybe Elevon has to be in control. Maybe I have to have mix on with Elevon. Because now if I turn Elevon on, oh, now it's staying on. Let's just reset this. Yeah, I'm lost too. Okay. That's why this is confusing to me. Let's see what's going to go happen here. I know we used the mixes when I did this last time. Okay, so let's try. So we have Elevon is on, 50% on each channel. If we do mixes, if we turn the mixes on, okay, let's leave master channel 1. So the master should be channel 2 because that's the one that is controlling the motors. So let's make the master channel 2 and the slave channel 1. Okay, and then we go to mix 2. Turn it on, make the master channel 1 for mix 2. Or do they stay, does the master stay the same? No, I think they're opposite when you do this. And then we'll save that. And then we'll repower. I know, don't get your hair in a bun. Okay, and we'll power it up. No. Okay. Okay. Make sure just make sure that my speed controller's powered on. Yeah. You have a lot more patience. Yeah. Rebind. Shouldn't have to rebind. It's working. Let's try one more thing here. I'll try that for a second. Okay, let's do that. Let me just go try something else while this is running. Let me try something here. Okay, let me keep trying something here. Hang on. No, there's something. I got to do some more research into this. Okay, let's see what 3D Sebastian says here. Turn Elevon on, set channel 1 100%, channel 2 100% to start. Okay, I'll try anything here, but we're just gonna be patient here for another little bit. Then we're gonna move on to something. I'll show you the rest of the build. Right now, the rest of it's pretty simple. It's just getting this little, wait till I have to program the servos. That's not the hard part. This is the hard part. Okay, Elevon, we're gonna turn on, he says. Okay, on, channel 1 100%. Okay, channel 2 100%. Okay, we're going to try everybody's suggestions. So there's 100% channel 1, channel 2. All custom mixes off. Channel 1 trims centered 0, channel 2 trims centered 0, endpoints travel 100, 100, dual rate 100. Okay, hang on one second here. Yes. Okay, just have to use the right channels now. Okay. Okay, let's see what 3D Sebastian says. So we've got the Elevon on, channel 1, channel 2, 100, saved. Okay, all mixes off. So we're going to go back to the mixes. Mix 1 is off, mix 2 is off, mix 3 is off. Okay, all mixes are off. I use 2 ESCs. Really? Shouldn't have to, though. Trims are centered right now. Sub-trims are 0. Endpoints travel. Okay, so let's look where else we have here. Okay. Reverse, we don't worry. Endpoints. Let's see what endpoints are set to. Endpoints are all at 100%. 100, 100. We're all at 100 on the endpoints. Okay, and auxiliary channels, we don't need to worry about that right now. That's when we get the other ones going. Sub-trim. Sub-trims are all in the middle. Okay, I'm just looking at this, all centered. Sub-trims are all centered. And dual rate 100. Okay, let's go back to see if I can find dual rate 100 EXP 0. Okay, and let's go back. And I think that's it. You want it like that. Right stick, center up, off, on, differential steering. Yes. Go to display and view stick levels. Okay, display and view stick levels. Display, stick levels. Okay, so you'll see when I push up, down, so that should be right. Okay. Okay, I think that's what it's supposed to do. If I go right and I go left, that looks about right. See, right, one goes one way, one goes the other. Left, one goes one way, one goes the other. Up, they both go. Down, they both go. That should be right. Okay, we're good. Let's go back out now. Let's repower everything back on. Place all switches in their lower and lower the throttle. I did lower the throttle. What? Their up position and lower the throttle. Don't mess with me. Oh, we're reversing the throttle. Okay, now we'll turn this on. Yeah, I saved it all. Okay. I'm not touching it, and they're going. I'm not touching it, and they're both going. They're both going. That shouldn't be. Nothing should happen until I touch this. These are both centered. Like, yeah, they're both centered. Did I have my sticks mode correct? No, I had my sticks mode wrong. Sticks mode should be on 2. Should be on 2, so this controls channel 2 and channel 1. Save. And I believe I did save everything else. Let's just double check. Subtrim. Yeah, we're good. Dual rate exposed. Good. Throttle curve. Oops. Mixes are off, off, off. Elevon, 100% on, channel 1, channel 2. I assume that's right on the bottom. ESC dual direction mode. Is my ESC in dual direction mode? Let me check that in a second. But yeah, everything else in here is right, except my stick mode was off a little bit. So let's see if that makes a difference. I had my stick mode wrong. No. Okay. Okay, so that's obviously not working. So now you guys are asking, if dual direction mode, 50% would be motor off, 0% motor reversed, 100% motor forward, dual direction. Is my ESC dual direction mode? Okay, let's see. I don't know. The only thing on my ESC is an on-off switch. Now I can try a different ESC. This is a dual brushed unidirectional ESC. 2 to 4S 20 amp times 2. So it's a unidirectional ESC. And as I say, the only switch on this is the on-off power switch for the ESC. That's it. Now, I do have the old one that I use for the other one. How do I recalibrate the ESC? Not going to work, no? Because the ESC I took out of it, let me find the one I took out of it. Right here. Mind you, it's all wired differently. This is the one I took out of it, which was a dual brushed ESC and a dual motor ESC. That's the one I took out of it. Okay, so hang on, something looks different here. Something looks different here. So we've actually, on the old ESC, we capped off the 2 power wires, and all we were using on this was 2 whites and 2 controlling. So this is wired up a little bit differently, going into the receiver. Need a bidirectional ESC. Is this not bidirectional? Oh, unidirectional. Okay, let's see what I've got here. Let's just, okay, maybe that's the issue, is the speed controller. Okay, let's go back to that big one that I had before. Let's go look and see what this one is. So this little one, this just said dual brushed ESC. This one said dual brushed unidirectional. So unidirectional means I'm not going to get 2 directions. Is that kind of right? This ESC, let's have a look at this one. I have a few different ESCs here, so this one, dual channel. I have this one, oops, which is a dual channel. And on the back, this says 10 amp dual channel DC motor drive for RC dual channel. And it doesn't say whether it's bi-directional. 7 to 30 volt DC each motor. So I wonder if this would be a better ESC to use. Put a metric controller in an Imperial Droid. Let's turn you off so you're not yapping. I wonder if I should try this one. What can it hurt, right? Motor out, power in, and then out to the receiver. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Okay, so it's obviously a speed controller problem. Okay, let's undo the battery. Just going to quickly check the battery status because I don't want to, not that that's going to have used much. I'm still 11.3 volts. I'm good. That wouldn't have done much to the battery. Okay. Little bit of work here, but that's okay. We'll do a little bit of work. But this is the key part of this whole thing. Without the proper speed controller, without everything being proper, we're just going to run into issue after issue. So I want to get that done before I, get the rest of it built. But I'll show you. We'll just pause here for a second. Dual is 2 channel. Okay, so we'll just pause here for a second. And I just want to show you what I've done as far as the rest of this build goes. So it's real easy. So once we figure this out, all it's a matter of doing is plugging in the servos into the receiver. And this is easy to program the servos. I've done it before. It's using the alternate channels. So we've got this thing all built now. Okay, this is the one that's going to basically sit on here, sort of like this. Okay, so we got this guy all built. We have the can lifter in place. We have all these servos on the can lifter. So the servo to open the doors. Okay, and then we have servos that are in behind here that have lifters in here, and those servos are all programmed and calibrated to lift the cans. The beauty of this is that I won't do it now, but I used my servo tester, plugged it in, powered the servo tester, boom, boom, I can make all my servos work. That allowed me to adjust the little servo gear to the proper position so that it was closed when it was fully closed, open when it's fully open, lifting the cans properly and dropping the cans properly. That's all working good. We got this piece all finished, all ready to go, okay? And then once that's on, then we have our driver, okay, and the driver is all set. And again, the servos on the side of the driver's arms have been all set so that his servos work properly. When they're activated, it's going to look like the driver is actually pushing and pulling and steering this thing, right? And then we have the servo wires coming out of the driver, right? And those are all going to plug into the receiver as well. So this guy is all finished. Pick up my Facebook group, just posted. Okay. Sabertooth ESC is dual channel. I think so. I think so. So this guy is all finished. His head, he's got a servo in here, which is going to turn his head. So his head will go on and we're going to be able to turn his head completely. Those servos have all been tested. The only thing I haven't done is cut off this TPU, which is holding these arm connections in here. And then that just plops on and Bob's your uncle. Okay, but we're going to get this all together. Breathalyzer, check that driver. Yeah. Check my Facebook group. Okay. And I apologize if I'm missing some of the stuff in chat because I'm kind of focused here, but that's okay. We'll get that figured out. So I'm going to check the Facebook group really quick here. Okay, and where's, no, Facebook. Not, oh, I typed in Farcebook. Farcebook. There's no such thing as Farcebook. I'm not even logged in on there. Let me go in on my phone. Let me go in on my phone. And I want to look up my group, which is DWIT, DWIT 3D Canada A. I think where's my group? There's my group, DWIT. DWIT. Okay. Selectable mix mode. This is what I came up with looking. Okay. Intuitive throttle steering control differential. So right, left, steering forward, reverse. There we go. Okay. So that will work. That's the MDD-RC10, which is this one right here. This should work. Okay, so thank you. Because it's right motor, left motor, hooking up the battery, and then the RC receiver, we have a steering connection and a forward reverse connection. So it is obviously dual, bi-directional. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Whoever put that there, was that Cosprince that put that there? Thank you. And thank you, Jerry. Jerry, you're always keeping on top of me saying, look at your chat. I know. I'm so guilty of it. Below 0, still get a ticket. You like my naming of it better? You guys are funny. Oh, my DeWitt-mobile? Okay. Let's do that. What time are we at? 6:24. Let's do a Polymaker draw. Let's go into it. Let's do a Polymaker draw. Let's throw that away. Let's do a Polymaker draw right now, since you guys have been so patient. And then I want to see how many people stick around to see me do something. Well, I can either fix this right now, or I can show you guys. I want to do so much, but I want to get this going, but I want to show you guys what's in this box down here. Oh, I don't know what to do. Let's do a Polymaker draw. So you guys, by the time I go and finish talking, there's a link. I think it's pinned at the bottom of the chat now. I guess somebody told me that links are pinned to the bottom, but there is a link in the chat somewhere, and I'll even put it in again. Right here. There you go. Go ahead and, poof, there it is. Go ahead and go to that link, enter to win some Polymaker. We'll do that draw real shortly here. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug this speed controller. Let's just unplug everything here. Everything's quite module. This I can leave in here. This is just this is my 12 volt to 5 volt converter for to run my headlights. Okay. And right here, And right here, those are my motor wires. So there's my speed controller. There's my receiver. There's the speed controller I've been using. Obviously, I can't use this now, so it's been nice. Bye. Right into a box, don't worry. And then now I'm going to have to just cut the wires up a little bit to work for this. So I have to put some ferrules so I can plug my motors and my power into here. So I got to take these things and put some ferrules on the end of them, just to minimize my wiring coming out of here. But that's easy. That's why I left plenty of wire on these, so that in case I ran into an issue like this. And I prefer using the ferrules. These plugs are great, but they're a bitch to solder. I end up burning my hand every time. So, hey, Gorek Designs. Gorecki Designs. Hello, hello. If you use the non-unidirectional ESC, it should work with the settings from before. Just Elevon off and power transmitter first. Okay. I think it's going to be easier if I have a proper bi-directional board in there. But we'll see. But that's easy enough. And as I say, let's get this. Let's do a draw right now. And if you want to stick around and watch me, I'll just quickly wire this up. It's only going to take 5-10 minutes to wire this up. We'll see if that's working. Then I'll show you what's in the box. It's the next big build coming up. I'll show you what's in the box, and then I will. Then we'll work on this, and next week we'll get this all put together. We'll put the other two components on. We'll work on getting the servos all working, and that'll be good. But if I just wasted this whole stream realizing now at the end that I had the wrong speed controller in, it's a lesson learned. So let's do the draw. You don't think I can get that wired up in 5 minutes? 5-10 minutes? Let's say 10 minutes. I got to do cut, 3 ferrules and some wires. Okay, maybe a little longer. Maybe a little longer. Okay, I'm going to go do the draw. The draw is going to close any second. No, the Creator 5 won't be until the end of this month or so. And boy, to apologize for it being late, I'll remind me later what they're giving me to apologize for the delay in shipping. Pfft, I tell you, these companies. Okay, we're going to go do a draw. We're going to close off the draw. Let's close there. Responses are done. I'm going to sit down for this. Oh, boy. Okay, I'm going to export the sheet. Exported. Okay. Downloads. There is the draw. Doom. Okay, and let's get the window open so you guys know what we're doing here. It is time for
the Polymaker giveaway. All the answered names get to play.
I gotta get that sheet open.
Shout it down, shout it out. Don't be late. Time for the Polymaker giveaway.
Okay. And we're just opening the spreadsheet right now. Why are you not opening Excel? There you are, but you're not the right one. You're last week's. Don't save. Okay, let's open you again. There we are. And we're going to double check for double entries. Remember, the rule is if you've entered twice, which you know you're not supposed to do, if you have entered twice, you will be disqualified. And I don't see any double entries. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, that is a weird entry there, that one. It's not even a proper email address, so we're going to just delete that one. If you didn't put a proper email address, you are gone. Don't know what that is, but we're going to delete it because that's not a proper email address. That looked like spam. And we're going to copy all the names. And we're going to copy, Control-C. And we're going to come back into our window. There we are. Okay, first thing we're going to do is, as always, we go to this wheel, and it's the giveaway dice. Okay, so what's going to happen now? How do I reset the dice? Doesn't matter how I reset the dice. Oh, that's okay. If don't worry about anything. Everybody's good. Okay, so the first roll is going to be the number of times I mix the wheel. Second roll is going to be how long we spin the wheel for. So let's go. So we're going to roll the dice. First roll, number of times I mix the wheel is 18. So we do 18 mixes. It is magic, isn't it, Andy? 18 mixes. The next roll is how long they spin for. 18 mixes for 23 seconds. So 18 and 23. So let's go back to the wheel.
The Polymaker giveaway. Hey. All the answered names get to play. Hey. Count it down, shout it out. Don't be late. Time for the Polymaker giveaway.
We're going to paste in the names. Are you ready? Now, who's watched the show Saw? Okay. Watch when this wheel spins. The middle of that wheel is going to look like that thing in the movie Saw. You want to play a game? Ha ha ha. We're going to paste the names in. Oops, if I paste them in the right spot, it helps. Okay, we're going to mix it up 28 times. Ready, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 28. And good luck, everybody. And watch the middle of the wheel. Ooh. You want to play a game? What was his name? Oh, man. Good movies, though. I love those movies. And the winner for tonight's Polymaker is... Dum, 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 dum. Who's the lucky winner going to be? Ranch Kid. The Ranch Kid. Congratulations, Ranch Kid. Are you in chat? You got to say something. Jigsaw. Yeah, that was his. Jigsaw. Okay, Ranch Kid. Congratulations. Say something in chat, Ranch Kid. Rigged, he says. Rigged. Almost me. It was almost Tintalon, too. Look at that. But Ranch Kid won out by just a little bit. Ranch Kid. Ranch Kid. Come on, Ranch Kid. Speak up or forever hold your peace. There he is. Of course he's here. Congratulations, Ranch Kid. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to send you your winner's email right now, so stand by. It's coming to you. I have to minimize this. I have to look up your confidential email address. Where are you on here? There you are. Look at that. Second one to enter, too. And I'm going to copy your email. Shoo. And Control-C. And we're going to minimize that. We have the email ready to go. And where's the send button? There it is right there. Boom. It's on its way to you. Congratulations again, Ranch Kid. Awesome. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There, it's on its way. Cool. You should receive that by the time I finish saying this sentence. Now. Okay, we're going to grab our ferrules. Eventually you all win. It just takes time. Of course, exactly. Although I never win these draws when I go on other people's streams. I don't remember the last time I won something. Okay, so we're going to grab our ferrule bucket. Don't forget, stick around. I'm going to show you the next project. Ferrules, our ferrule crimper. Okay, let's switch to the interesting view. Okay, we're going to get our wire strippers. Okay, so we're going to cut these motor wires here. Ah, what a shame. I'm not even going to bother recycling these plugs, and that's our other motor wire here. Okay, and then we're going to cut our, make sure I get the right one. Yeah, it's going to be these two here. Ow, 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 don't cut my finger. Oh, that hurt. Okay, and these are the ones for the, that's the power. Okay, so let's keep them down separate. Oh, that hurt. I nip my own finger with the nippers. Okay, see how many viewers drop off now that the draw is done. So we'll strip that one. Strip that one. Okay, this is going to be this is the power ferrules. Okay, where's my ferrules? Here we go. I can probably do it black and a red on these because it'd be nice to keep them color coordinated. There we go. Okay, there's the black one. See if the red one will fit. Might be a little tight. Oh no, it'll fit. There's the red one. Okay, so there's our ferrules for the power. Okay. Now we'll do the motors. You'll stay till the end. It's not a successful stream until we draw blood. I know, almost drew blood there. I left little marks on my finger. That was close. Okay, we'll strip this red one. Okay, strip the black one. These ones might be a little tighter in the ferrules. And we'll strip the red and black one on here. As I say, these don't take too long to do because there's no, fortunately, there's no soldering involved in these. That's why I like ferrules. That reminds me of that movie. It was pretty good. Ferrell's Bueller Day Off. Ferrell Bueller's Day Off. Ferrell Bueller's. Come on, there we go. Let's see if this will fit the red. I hope it will. It's easier to keep things in order. Oh yeah, that fits. Got the red one there. Put the red one on this side. Okay. Okay, and the black. Black one on this side. Here we go. And the black one on this side. There we go. And I always, I don't know, for some reason, I always trim off the top notch thing on the ferrules, just because I find that they're a little bit too long and they stick out just a little bit. Don't know where those tips go when I cut them. I just hear them flying all over the place. There we go. Okay, there was that. Now, all I need to do is grab my little, let's put these ferrules away before I spill them. I've not yet, it's a nice little kit. I've had this forever, and it lasts a long time. Okay. As soon as we get this wired up, and we'll give it, I don't even know, maybe I'll wait till next week to test it. We'll see, but I want to open that other box. I haven't even opened this other box yet, and I'm excited to see what's in it. It's, of course, the RV build we're going to be doing, courtesy of LDO Motors. Okay, now I need my miniature driver here. Let me zoom out a little bit here. We don't need to be that close right now. We can be maybe right about there. There we go. Split your case, not fun to recover. No kidding. Okay, so we'll get our little mini, what are they, Phillips? Little mini Phillips here. This guy should be good. Okay, we'll just loosen all these guys off. Then I've got to figure out some sort of a little enclosure for this speed controller, because this is kind of sitting in the raw open here. I could probably just wrap it with that blue stuff that I did the buck converter with. Probably be fine. Okay, so let's get the power going first. So the power, definitely we want negative over here where it says VB minus. I think I got to open that up a little wider. Oh, I hope the ferrules are going to fit in here. These are not very big. Oh, they're not very big. I don't know if these ferrules are going to fit in here. I don't want to tin the wires and put them in. I wonder if I could squish that ferrule down a little bit. Let me try that. Let me just see if I can squish this down a little bit. Doesn't have to be that long. Cut that off a bit more. Squish that a little bit. See if I can fit that. There it goes. That fits. Okay. Just have to do a little bit of ferrule surgery. And yeah, that's what I got to do. Okay, so we'll trim that one a little bit more here. Like so, and we squish it a little bit. Like so. And there we go. That fits. They're just a little too fat to fit in the hole, but we can make that work. Okay, there's our power. Okay, and then the motor. And now let's see. We have the left motor and the right motor, so we do have a difference in the motors here. So facing, this is the right motor. Okay, so we're going to have to do some ferrule squishing here. Squishy, 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 and squishy. Okay, so the right motor. Right motor A, right motor B. I don't think it matters which way, because I can reverse the motors on there, but I'm going to put the B as black and A as red. Easier to keep track of if I know B is black and A is red. And then put the red in there. Okay. Okay, and then left motor B. And left motor A. There we go, just like that. Easy peasy. Oh yes, happy early birthday, Jerry. You're streaming Friday. I will try and get on the stream from my office if I can. I will do my best, I promise you that. But yeah, happy early birthday, but I will at least get on to wish you happy birthday. Just depends on how busy I get at the office. Okay, we got those on. Now, that picture you showed me, now all we got to do, and I'm going to have to make some wires. I don't have the proper wires for this right handy. But I'm going to have to maybe make a couple wires. But now what we got to do is we got to go from here. We're going to go into our channel one. We got a steering one and a drive one. So we're going to have to do that. But you know what we're going to do? Let's pause it here because we're almost towards the end of the stream anyways. We're at least going to, at least we know what we're getting into here. It's a lot actually cleaner wiring this way too when you think about it, because there's no big major plugs now. All those big plugs are gone. Look at that. So that's easy. That's nice and neatly wired right into there, just like that. So hopefully this is going to work. Let's see. Maybe I do have. Hang on one sec. I think I might have. Oh, I hate to do this, but I really hate to do this. But this bin is full, literally full of stuff, and I might just have, I think I recall seeing female to female. Oh, okay, let me just have a quick peek here. Female DuPont to female DuPont. Those are only 2 wires, but I think I only needed the 2. Let's see. Let's look at that Facebook picture again that somebody sent. Okay, let's go back to the group. DeWitt. Okay, and look at that picture again. Oh no, it's 3 that I need. Steering control and forward reverse control. But they've got the power going to all of them, which is fine. Okay, so I do need the 3. So these DuPonts are only 2. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make a couple wires up or else just order some. See, I've got a speed controller here. I got another speed controller here. I got too many things here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some, I'd rather just get them on Amazon and bring them in. The other thing I was gonna show you too that I did get was I did get a bunch of servo extension cables because I was dealing with short servo cables before. So what I need to do is get servo female to female cables so I can go from here to the receiver. So that's what I'll bring in this week. I don't mind making wires, but I just think for like this package was like $9. I think it's just easier to buy a bag of pre-made wires and just hang on to them. So let's just do that. You guys will be okay with that. Give me something to show you next week. I'm not in any rush to get any of this done, so I'd rather get it done right than rush it. But I'm happy with what we got done here so far, and I'm excited to see if this new speed controller or this different speed controller is going to do what it needs to do next week. So there we go. So in the meantime, let's have a look at this mystery box that I haven't even opened yet. And I will, when I'm done the stream tonight, I'll get on Amazon and I'll order those wires. This was sent to me courtesy of LDO Motors. Jason and LDO Motors sent this to me. Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you so much, LDO Motors. I just lost my whole, there we are. Since you're winter, you're eating chicken for dinner. Ah, that's good. This is the MOG kit from LDO. Now, this, full disclosure, LDO did send me this kit. Thank you so much. But what I ended up I did buy the printing files for printing this kit. And I think most of you have been here when I've showed this, but this kit does involve, it's a very, 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 very big build. It's a 17 to 1 scale model. This here, that's the assembly manual and the printing manual. This part here on the front is a multi-page manual on the print settings you want to use on the parts. It's a 1 to 7.4 scale, and this is the assembly manual, and it is extremely detailed for this kit. So I'm excited to do this. This is kind of what it's going to look like when it's done. You can see the size here. If you look at this picture right here, and I believe that's the gentleman that designed the model. But if I zoom in on this one right here, you can kind of see scale from him standing there to the size of the model that he has. It's going to be a good, I believe it's over 1 meter long, this model. And then the one I'm getting has the kit, which is going to have the trailer attached to it on the back, which has all kinds of detail in this trailer. So it looks just like this. It's like a little RV kit. And inside this RV, you have tables, you have all the detailed, everything is so detailed. And it is a radio controlled kit, so which is why I need to learn how to use these freaking radio controllers. So there we go. That's the big project here. But I have not, I promise you, I have not even opened this box yet to see what's in it. It's a fairly big, and relatively heavy box, so I don't know what to expect. So let's just have a look. Let's open it up and have a quick peek inside it, shall we? Yeah, that's an encyclopedia. It's 1,000. If you go to it's a website that I went to, and it's actually 1,000-page manual, 1,000+ page manual that I actually shrunk down so I could fit it 2 up on a page, double-sided. So I think I printed like 300 pages or whatever it was I printed. So let's have a look inside this and see what we got. Let me do this overhead. Let me zoom out on the overhead right here, like so. And yeah, let's open this up and see. Let's move a few things off to the side here. I don't want to drop my robot. There we go. And let's open this up for the first time. I'm excited to see what we have in here. Okay. And we have our LDO Motors documents. And I promise, I had this box was partially open, but this is the first time I'm seeing all this as well. So I'm going to need a bigger table. Yeah, you think so? So we have documentation in here. Whoa. Okay. So we have they even got the cut pieces for the windshields. Rear windshield, car window, front windshield. So we got the windshield pieces, and then the rest is just a bill of materials. It is it's almost, so it's basically a sheet full of bill of materials. All the machine screws and everything we're going to get. Okay, so we have that. Okay, let's put that off to the side here. We have a small roll of PETG transparent, PETG, which is going to be obviously for printing something that's going to need transparent PETG. We have, oh wow, we have PETG transparent yellow, which I'm going to assume is going to be for the lights. And then we have PETG transparent red, which I assume is going to be for, you have your brake lights and your turn signals. Oh, they're tight as a drum. I don't want to mess all this up. Okay, and then we have our motors. Hey, Tuxedo. We have our motors. Let's just have a quick peek in here. Okay, so we have motor flange, servo motor, battery charger, and it looks like we got our main brushless system for crawler, 2-in-1 motors from Hobby Wing. So we have some motors in here. Okay. Whoa, dude. Oh. And in case you ask, I don't know how much this kit's going to cost, because I don't think this kit's going to be made available till later in the summer. So from what I understand, this is the heavy box, hardwares and cables. This is heavy. Whoa. Okay. So we have a bunch of servo wire kits put together. We have springs. See, this thing even has a shock system on it, so these are the springs for it. We have 70 bearings, so that shows you a bag of 70 bearings. Okay. Grease, shock absorbers, like actual shock absorbers. We have, oh man, whatever this, I have no idea what this must be oil or something, a bottle of oil. Some more bearings, some smaller bearings, 10 pieces. We got all the tools to assemble it, all the hex keys, and a nut driver. Okay. And then, oh my gosh, that bag is full of screws, of bolts. Wow. Okay. So yeah, I think this is going to be a long, big, printing the pieces, printing the parts alone is going to take a while. Okay, so that's the hardware. Okay, there we go. We have another motor, the battery. What kind of battery did we get with it? So it looks like we have let's just see here. Oh yeah, it's a 3200 milliamp LiPo battery. It looks like a 3-cell or a 2-cell LiPo battery. Okay, we have the charger and everything to handle that, no problem. So that's our battery. I'll put that in a battery bag, of course. Oops, let's put that back in the box. We're used to dealing with those kind of batteries. And then we have our tires, oh my gosh. Well, first of all, we have our, comes with a FlySky remote. It's one of these trigger style remotes, or whatever you call these, radio control system. Digital proportional radio control system, very cool. So I'm going to have to learn how to program this thing. So definitely. No, that was a LiPo battery, lithium polymer. And these are the tires. Oh, wow. Because I know there was files for printing the tires, but this is coming with the tires. Look at the size of these things. These are the tires for it. So you can imagine how big this model is going to be. And it comes with 6 tires. So let's see. They're BF Goodrich, all seasons. Yep, they smell like rubber tires. Yep, 2.2 by 5.9 by 2.4 tires. Awesome. Nice grip on them too. So there's the tires. That's it. That's everything in the box. Nice kit. Nice kit. See if I can. Now the trick is putting everything back in the one box. I don't know. Let's see. No, not going to happen, right? I don't think it's going to happen easily. There we go. There we go. There's that. No, it's not going to go back in properly. There's the filaments. No, not going to be able to close this up again the way it was. So, but that's it. That's what we have. Let me just put this. Whoa! Don't drop the windshields. Good thing they have a little coating on them. And we're just going to put this back down to the side. Okay, there we go. Whew, that was that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. The funky thing about it is that I've got to decide what color I want to do it, and I think I know what color I'm going to do it, but the scary thing about it is there are 582 printed parts collected in 101 plate files. So they've, if I'm not mistaken, they're all 3MF files sized for bamboo printers, or the 256 plates. 101 plates of printed parts to do. Yeah, and then they've got this printing guide sorted out beautifully, actually, because they. Let's see if I can zoom in on this a little bit to show you how well they've kind of laid this out. So, for instance, they're color coded, so you have your different colors on the side here. Okay, so, and this is color group 1, color group 2. I forget how many color groups there were. Color group 1, color group 3, and then we have light pod lenses, transparent yellow. So we have different color groups so that you know, okay, so that you pick your colors. Which color is this piece going to be? It's going to be in a specific color group. And then they give you your layer height, your wall thickness, your infill suggestion, and your support, whether you need support or not, and then adhesion, outer brim, no adhesion required, concentric 95% infill, gyroid 20% infill. They give you extreme details on each one of your plates and what you need to do as far as your plates go and your builds, and which I love, because nothing I hate worse than guessing. What should I print this at? How much infill should I print? How many walls do I need? They've taken all the guesswork out of that for you in this manual. It's awesome. It really is. But there are a lot of pages here of printing instructions, a lot of them. So it's great what the way they've done this. It's incredible. So, and then as far as the detail for the assembly, I mean, you get into like your axles, your differentials. I mean, the number of parts in this thing is mind-bending and mind-boggling. You have your whole differential system, your whole undercarriage system. Everything is just like so detailed, so detailed. And then you get into then here's your camper, where you have your kitchen sink, your windows, your counters, your drawers. Your drawers actually open, you know, your beds, stuff like this. And cupboards and counters. I'm surprised it doesn't have running water and flushing toilets in it. Although, I don't know. Wait till I build it and see. It might. So, pretty cool. How many operational printers do I have? Well, I have available to me right now 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 that have the 256 beds right here, and I have a mini. And then at my office, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including my big 400 millimeter printer. So, and then once I get the Creator 5 in here, that'll be 5 in here that I could actually get working on. So you figure 121 plates. 101 plates times 5 would be 20 plate runs per printer on 5 printers. It's going to take a while to print the parts. And then it's printing the parts, it's keeping the parts all organized. I'm thinking, I got to think of a system like have a box, and this is, you know, print group 1, print group 2. I don't know. I haven't even wrapped my head around how to do this yet, so we'll see. AWD confirmed. How many operational? What country is that truck from? I have no idea. I should, but let me give you the link to show you where that model is. Let me find that link if anybody's interested, just to see what it's like. And as I say, I have no idea what the kit costs until that comes out, but let me just look at the link. Let me find the link. And you can actually even look at the instruction manual, I think. I think you can get it without buying the model, but we'll see. I believe it is CASADIOMOG. Oh, it's on Cults 3D. There it is right there. Okay, let me put the link in chat. Copy. And let's see if this link will fit in here. I think it will. Let's see if that worked. There's the link on Cults 3D to this model that I'm building. And so you get the model, and this is just the build files for the model. You do have to buy them. And then I believe it does have you can get the build guide. There's a YouTube video for, is that an instruction for building it? 8 minutes long. Okay, maybe it's not. But, or let me just show you the finished piece on this YouTube channel. That link to it, how big it is. Let's see. Does he have the finished model here? Yeah, he does. Right here. So if you check this out, there he is beside the finished model. That is big. That's a big truck. The doors open, like everything works. And I don't know if he shows this one with the camper on it. No, I don't think he does. No. But it shows him assembling it. I don't know how detailed. Obviously, it's not the full assembly guide because there's no chassis stuff built here. So, yeah. But, yeah, look at the size of that thing. It's massive. And it's radio controlled. It's got full shock absorption system, everything. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It is motorized, radio controlled. Yeah, I'm going to be able to drive the thing over rough terrain and everything. Like, holy crap. But great manual. Parts list, changelog, 3D printer settings, the whole thing. It basically handholds you through the entire build process. So obviously I won't be doing the entire build process of this thing live, because do you know how many live streams it would probably take me to do that? I've got to get the printing going, but I've also got to decide how much filament it's going to take. I am going to do this strictly, except for what was sent for me. I'm going to hopefully make this 100% Polymaker Filament build. I have to decide what colors I want, how much I'm going to need of those colors, and then get that filament in, and then get the parts printed and come up with some sort of a game plan or an organizational way of getting them printed so I don't get all messed up. This is not the type of model I want to print 2 or 3 different pieces of, because that'll just totally mess me up. I want to do this properly. So there we go. That's it. That's all. Tim's backyard. D's in my backyard. There we go. I'll have this racing against the drink droid in the backyard, right? The truck will carry. The truck is the one that's going to have the people in it that are going to be camping, and this will deliver the oversized cans to them. Whatever. There we go. Should be Canada theme. That's what I was thinking too. Maybe some red. I love the Hedgehog makes red. So I'm thinking maybe it's going to be a red. I had thought of that. I was thinking a red truck with a white camper. So we'll see. We'll see what I have for filament and inventory. And we will see what I can get for filament. So that's it. That's all. Print as you build. Yeah, that's why I got to look in there, because the first thing to build, of course, is the chassis and the differentials and all the underneath stuff is the first thing that's going to be printed. So I have to get myself organized and say, okay, because I don't want to run into a thing where I'm building and I go, oh crap, I forgot to print this piece and I got to go back and print more. We all know that I've done that far too much in the past. So, oh, okay, it'll make a great stream. Yeah, not the whole thing. That would be a long build, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe that's what I stream all summer. Who knows, right? So could work, but it requires really tight planning. Of course it does. Print in place. Yeah. Truck delivers the drinks to the droid, who delivers the drinks to the people. Yeah, could do. Probably fit a full-size drink or two in the back of that truck too. Do a flatbed on it and put skids of drinks on it. There you go. Well, guys, thank you so much. I'm done for this Sunday. We will be back next Sunday. We're going to fiddle with this speed controller. I'm going to order the wires in so I can connect that directly to the receiver. And I think that's going to work. Fingers crossed that that's going to work. So took me most of the stream to learn my lesson that, hey, I got the wrong speed controller, but what can you do? At least I know now, and I'll know for next time. So, and I'll know for what I'm sending somebody, I can send them one of these instead of sending the incorrect speed controller. And that somebody knows who they are. So there we go. That's okay, Tuxedo. Next week you can be here. You can be here next week. Be on time. Be there or be square. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you guys all next week. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now. Don't forget to follow me and like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate y'all. Bye for now.